Hello and welcome to part 28 of my Winds of Change video guide, A Treaty's a Treaty. For this quest you have to defend Sumai village from first an attack of Sinsali Tengu and later on ministry forces. Now I've sped up the latest videos quite a bit, and there, by the way, you can see you can only go away so far from the village before you get teleported back inside. So you can't run away too much. I've sped up these last few videos and the upcoming ones as well quite a bit. That's because from a combat perspective there's really nothing new to them. They're not particularly complex or complicated or particularly strategic. There's not much in the way of hints or tips I can give. I find that the story of Winds of Change definitely gets better as you progress through it. So I would definitely advise that if you're at this stage and playing these quests that you that you take in the story and, you know, read the dialogues and such, because they are quite well written, I find. But yeah, from a combat perspective, really, this is just a group of oncoming enemies, and you have to deal with them. And yeah, but at this point, I was just quickly pointing out that you now get some Tengu reinforcements. I would definitely suggest using the gate as a choke point. So do not fight outside the gate. The way I'm doing it here, I'm basically channeling the anything that comes into melee range, so that would be warriors, assassins, and I guess some of the specialized builds that some of the other classes can use. Yeah, I'm trying to get them to funnel into the gate as much as possible, and then just picking off the ranged stragglers. You can also try and stand a little further back than I am, so that the ranged characters will also bunch up more nicely. Really depends on your build and personal preference, I guess. And yeah, it's just a bunch of waves of Sinsali that you have to kill. In such cases where there's a spirit still outside, as there was earlier, I suggest resisting the temptation to go out and just fight the enemies there, because then you'll slowly be dragged further and further from your defensible location, which I would say is not advisable. Now, when the ministry forces have all assembled, there will be some more dialogue. What you can do is, if you have minions, you can get your minions and flag them in range of both the ministry groups. As long as they're still allied, that means that they will be healed by the ministry, so the ministry will actually be using up the healing. They could at least run low on energy. They have a ton of it, but they might also use valuable skills with high recharge to keep your minions alive. And then when they turn hostile, they will kill the minions quickly, causing them to explode. So that's something to be mindful of. And here they killed your friend, and yeah. So much for that. And then you just kill these ministry groups. Not too dangerous. I messed up and didn't put my prot spirits correctly, so I put them too early. So the initial spike when the enemies became hostile, it caused a lot of damage to my party. But as you can see, I recovered nicely from it, and yeah, we're doing just fine. And now you have to listen to this dialogue. I believe that's not avoidable. Some quests you don't need to, some quests you do. Basically, never zone out of an area until the quest says completed behind it, and then you'll be fine. Aside from that, yeah, not much to say here. Funnel the enemies, and it should be fairly simple to complete this quest. Yeah, best of luck when you attempt this. Bye bye.